What is going on, everybody? I am the FDGURU, bringing to you guys a Friday NBA edition of my DFS podcast. We have two games on the main slate tonight. Coming off of a tougher night last night with Miles McBride, really riding the pine with Dante DiVincenzo lighting it up. That was a tough break. TJ McConnell, 20% owned somehow, playing 14 minutes a game. Drops, 45 fantasy points. Kind of a brutal night, but that's how the two-game slates can go. Things can always, the cheap guys can end up not really playing, and, wonky stuff can happen. But hopefully we have a better night tonight. We did cash the single-game lineup posted on my Dub Club. I'll probably do that again tonight for the Clippers and Mavericks. If you're interested in the Dub Club, I have the link below this video. Doing a free Guru credit code in this video. The past handful of Fridays, I've done double codes for my NBA and MLB videos. I'm doing that again today. Hasn't been the best overall week, so definitely feel like I should give back a little bit. Get in good spirits. It is a Friday, Kentucky Derby weekend. Hopefully we can ride into the weekend with some money in our pockets. So for point guard, the clear priority here is Luka Doncic. You want to get up to him. I do think there's enough value here where we can do it. Did it last game, ended up working out, got almost 60 fantasy points. That's what he needs to hit value. His raw points on a two-game slate are just so valuable. You really, really want to get Luka in your lineups. Probably going to have him in all my lineups tonight if I can, find some cheap guys to pair along with him, but I do think I can. Did a decent amount of cheap guys in this video after Luka, just so we can build out a realistic squad afterwards. But I do like Luka at point guard. One thing you should look at if you want to take the risk, looks like a great value play just because he's cheap now, is Russell Westbrook at 4,300. I don't know if I'm going to go this route, but he's got 15 to 24 minutes in the bag tonight. If he's playing well, he's going to play over 20 minutes, and at 4,300, he needs 20 fantasy points for us to feel good. Hasn't done it in the last three games, but we do have no Kawhi Leonard again. It hasn't shown in the past that even when Kawhi's out that Russell Westbrook even runs into more minutes / usage. But, at this price on a two-game slate, it's something to monitor. I don't know if I get him in a GPP lineup or not, but when he gets feeling it, he can really load up the stat sheet. If you look at the first two games of the series, he has it in him, 26 and 27 fantasy points. So, you got to take risks on a two-game slate. I'm not saying I'm necessarily going to do it. I just want to bring it to your attention because he is at a cheaper price than we've seen the entire series. Shooting guard, I like Jalen Suggs again. I've been picking him basically every game in this series. He was like 6K or 6.1K dropped. Over the playoffs, FanDuel has been reluctant to drop guys' salary. Nice to see that they did it with Suggs because he hasn't been playing bad. He did, kick me in the ass 2 games ago with those 7 turnovers and 12 fantasy points. But outside of that, he's been very reliable. He's going to play tons of minutes. He hurt his knee a few games ago, and it looks like that's no longer an issue. Played 38 minutes last game. We can expect him to play, 35 to 40 minutes tonight in a close game. We have a 4-point spread. The Magic are on the ropes. I expect Suggs, Franz Wagner, Banchero to all play around 40 minutes in an elimination game. Suggs looks like the best value play on the Magic. He can play shooting guard and point guard. Needs 28 fantasy points. I do feel good about Suggs tonight as the third head on this dragon for the Magic. For my Guru credit code, go over to my website, fd-guru.com. Go to the shop page. This is where you buy all of your usual credits. These credits get you all main slate content that I post for NFL, PGA, NBA, MLB, as you can see here, FanDuel, DraftKings, Cash, and GPP. You got to be signed in so these credits can upload into your account after you do the code. It might be Friday, NBA 3. Or you know what? It might be, I'm sorry, I forgot. Let's try NBA Friday 3. And if it's not NBA Friday 3, it's the other one. Okay, NBA Friday 3. I always put the graphic below with the code name so you guys don't get confused. But NBA Friday 3 being, May 3rd, the date. Give this video a like and subscribe. You'll get those 10 credits, and don't miss my MLB video as well to get some more credits later on today. We got a bunch of MLB games on our hands. Small forward, more cheap guys because we have Luka in the video. Norman Powell looks like an easy play. He's $200 more than Russell Westbrook, but you got to feel more comfortable playing Powell. Just because, Westbrook is a point guard, so Kawhi being out doesn't necessarily open up a pathway for him. Powell is more of a small forward shooting guard, so he can fill into that Kawhi Leonard role easier. He's going to play, whether he has a good game or not, 24 to 32 minutes. He just, feels really good to me as a scorer off the bench. He hasn't been exactly electric in this series, but again, on a 2-game slate with Luka on it, we got to pick sub 5K guys. I think Norman Powell grades out really well, even if he ends up getting only like 18 fantasy points like last game. If you have Luka in your lineup, he's going to pick you up. So we got to just find guys where we can spend down on, and I do think Norman Powell is going to see 24-plus minutes tonight with no Kawhi Leonard. And he's been underperforming, honestly. It was nice to see him get 21-6 3 games ago. That's more, like Norman Powell. But we'll see what happens. I do think he's a great value play, though. Him and Derrick Jones look pretty good. Derrick Jones is coming off of a great game. The Mavs are without Tim Hardaway still, so that opens up. You have guys like Josh Green and Dante Exum coming off the bench, but it also solidifies more minutes for Derrick Jones as the starter. A couple of guys you could be looking at in that range. I do like Norman Powell more at $300 cheaper. Derrick Jones has a higher ceiling because he can get blocks and steals as well. Power forward, we do want to look at Jarrett Allen's injury status. I guess right now we can't, but I just mean later on we're going to want to monitor that. It seems like his rib issue is a pretty big deal because when I think of ribs, unless you have broken ribs, I feel like you should be able to play a playoff game with bruised ribs. So I don't know if Jarrett Allen is being a bit of a wuss, but it's got to hurt, I guess. Hurt him enough to leave him out of last game and still be questionable tonight. We saw Evan Mobley cook. Evan Mobley would be a priority tonight if Jarrett Allen is ruled out. We saw Isaiah Okoro start for the injured Allen last game, but he is really good at not doing anything with his starting. He actually cooked in the first quarter, and he ended up getting sucked into the rotation. You still have Karis LeVert behind him, and he only played 22 minutes and didn't come close to hitting value. So he would not be on my radar even at 3,900. Actually, that's a little aggressive. Maybe I would think about him if Jarrett Allen was ruled out, but he wouldn't be a priority just because, like I said, 2-game slate. We don't have a lot of value. A 14.8 fantasy point game at 3,900, honestly, is pretty good on a 2-game slate. Again, we're not really searching for value. We're searching for guys to just get enough as cheap plays. But regardless, Jarrett Allen is worth monitoring. As of right now, if Jarrett Allen is ruled in, it would make the Cavs pretty uninteresting. I'm looking at Franz Wagner at under 8K. He's still yet to crack 8K. FanDuel refuses to list him above 8K. Like him at 7,700. He's been a stud, arguably better than Paolo Banchero in this series. Dropped a 58 spot 2 games ago. He's going to play, like I was saying with Jalen Suggs, he's going to play 38 to 40 minutes tonight in an elimination game. They are at home, so I do expect them to put up a nice fight and play well. Last time they were at home, he went 39 minutes, 34 points, 13 rebounds. I think he's a really, really good middle to high tier spend up tonight. Projected for 38 fantasy points, and that's what he needs. And he obviously has a 40 to, as we saw 2 games ago, a 60-point upside. So Franz looks pretty good for small forward and power forward tonight. And then for center, again, Jarrett Allen matters. So that, obviously matters for Mobley and Allen himself, but they can play power forward. I think I'm going to just run Zubats into the ground at center tonight. I think I'm going to have him in all lineups. 6,200, he played really, really well last game, got 27 fantasy points. Wasn't able to finish it out because of the blowout. He's looked really good all series. We can expect him to play 33 minutes tonight, and he's been cooking. He should honestly be 6,700, maybe even 7K tonight. Really, really easy play. Outside of Luka, he's like the first man in your lineup tonight. I do think he's an extremely good value play at 6,200. We, banked off of Wendell Carter last slate. 33 minutes, 35 fantasy points. Don't expect him to run into 3 blocks and a steal again. And his price is now up to over 5K at 5,200. So when he's only $1,000 cheaper than Zubats, it's really, really hard not to just go up to Zubats. I don't have full faith that Wendell Carter even plays over 24 minutes tonight because you still have guys like Jonathan Isaac and Mo Wagner, or Mo Wagner. I don't know how you usually say it. It's a V. That will always confuse me, but Mo Wagner as well, who could easily just step into his minutes. Zubats has Mason Plumlee behind him. So, he's going to play 33 minutes tonight. He just looks so much better at center. He looks so much more comfortable, and they like using him. So, like I said, he had a really good game last game, but it got deflated due to the blowout. That'll do it for this video, guys. Pump in that Guru credit code. Let's have a big Friday. NBA and MLB, ready to get after it. Excited for the Kentucky Derby tomorrow. Again, give this video a like, subscribe, put my alerts on. Until next time, I am the FD Guru. Peace.